In this tutorial, I want to talk a little bit about comment moderation and talk to you or demonstrate how you can go in and set your blog up in various different ways in order to have some control over what is posted on your blog as far as comments go. Now let me say up front, you can have complete control over comments, or you can leave your blog wide open to comments and then anything in between. Now I would never suggest that anyone leave their blog open to comments without moderating them, because if you do that, you're going to get thousands and thousands of spam comments. No matter what you do, if you allow comments on your blog, you're going to get spam. There's just no way around it. But there are ways that you can effectively manage that and make sure that only what you want to show on your blog as far as comments go actually show on your blog in the public area. If you watched a previous tutorial, I call this the public area of the blog. This is what everyone on the net can see, and then the admin area is what you see. So when you log in, and let's go to admin area and talk a little bit about how to set up your blog for comment moderation. And you do that by going to the settings area and discussion. Now let's look here under discussion. There are several settings, but we're going to concentrate on just a couple of areas here, and one is the other comment settings. Under other comment settings, you can decide whether the comment author must fill out a name or an email before they can post a comment. I would recommend you check that. That requires someone to do something before they can post a comment. If you don't have that, then a person can just go in, type in anything, hit submit. It makes it really easy. This here will help to ensure that a real person is filling out a comment. It's not perfect, but it's one way to make sure, or to help you ensure, that a human's actually typing stuff in. So I'd recommend you do that. And then another setting here that you may or may not want to use, depending upon your own preferences, is that you can restrict comments to users who are registered on your blog and logged in. So if you want to allow registration on your site, and then you only want to allow people who are registered to be able to comment on your site, this is a good way to do it. If you do that, then you're going to reduce the amount of spam you get on your blog significantly, because you're essentially now making it a members-only area for comments. And before I go further, let me just show you where this setting is. Under General, under Settings General tab, you have a setting here that says anyone can register. So if you check that, then people are able to register on your blog and create an account. And I talked about this in the general settings tutorials if you want to go and look a little bit more about this setting. So if you have that checked, then under discussion, it's easy to come here and say, now I only want to allow those people who have actually registered to be able to comment once they log in with their information. Then you can read the other few here. These are the main two that I want to point out here under these settings. Then down here under Before Comment Appears, this is the main way that you control moderation of your comments. You could say that you want to have author to have a previously approved comment before their comments automatically appear in the future. So if you have this set up, for example, where you have this checked and you have these two items checked, then when a person comments on your blog, first off, they've got to be logged in. They'll fill in their username and or their name and email. They have to be logged in, and then they submit the comment. The first time they submit a comment, you view it and approve it. Then in the future, when they log in and comment, their comments will automatically show up. You won't have to approve anything in the future. Or you could set it like this. That means anyone can comment on your blog. They don't need an account to be logged in. They still have to put a name and an email address. Of course, it could be anything, but they've got to at least fill that out. Then you have to look at the first comment, approve it or disapprove it, whatever you prefer. But then after you approve one comment from a person, then any future comments they make, they'll be automatically approved. So a little less restrictive than forcing people to register, but still provides you the ability to provide some protection. One setting that you don't want to have, combination of settings, is this. I would recommend. If you have no moderation at all on comments, then here, and you allow anyone to make comments, then anyone in the world can can come and comment on your blog and they're going to appear automatically. So you don't want to have that. This is a little bit better. At least people have to be registered and logged in. They could comment. You do no approval of the comments. So you can sort of see here how these settings work together. Now the way that I have all my most of my blogs set up is that I have it set like this. And what this means is no matter how you have it configured here, whether you force people to be registered or not, it doesn't really matter. Before a comment appears, you're going to moderate it. You're going to have to go into the admin area, look at it, and approve it. If you don't approve it, it's not going to appear for people to see. So if you want to have the most control over what appears on your blog in terms of comments, then this is the one setting that you want to have. And I use blogs for a lot of teachers, help teachers set up blogs for classroom websites, for example. And on the ones that we allow commenting on, I strongly recommend that they always use this setting. And that way, nothing that they don't approve will ever show on their website. And then of course you could have it set up here so that anytime anyone posts a comment, you're going to be receive an email so that you're prompted to go in and look and either approve or disapprove. So you can choose to receive the emails or not with these combination of settings here. So let's set this up, the blog up, so that a comment author must fill out a name and an email. They don't need to be registered, and an administrator must always approve the comment. We'll set that up here on this blog, save changes, and then we'll go out to the front of the blog, and I'm going to log out. Now I'm the same as anyone in the world now that's just stumbled across this blog, and maybe I want to make a comment on this new image. I would click here to post my comment. It's going to require me to fill out a name and an email because those are the settings that I left there. So here I might type. Now notice here the email doesn't have to be a real email, but it at least has to be formatted like an email. Website is optional, and then I could type my comment and hit submit. When I do that, it shows me my comment, but it also tells me that my comment is awaiting moderation. So no one's going to be able to see that comment. We'll go back to the home page of the website until you log into your blog and actually approve it. Notice here under the crayons it still shows no comments. So now let's log in as the blog administrator. When you log in, you'll see here that there's one comment awaiting moderation. If you click on the comments link, then what you'll see under comments, you'll always by default see all comments. There's one comment here that's already been approved, and this comment's waiting for approval. If you notice when I hover over this one, it says unapproved, spam, delete, edit, or so forth. When I hover over this one, it says approved because it hasn't been approved yet. Notice up here it shows I have one comment pending approval. There's a link to see just approved and a link to see spam. So if I click on pending, then that will filter out, and if I had several waiting for my approval, then I could just see the ones that are waiting for me to approve, or delete or spam. Now if I click approve, then it's going to show on the front of the site. If I click spam, it will move it over to the spam area, and then it will tag that comment as spam in the future from that individual. So if it sees another one coming from the same IP or email or so forth, it will automatically go to the spam in the future. Or I could just delete it. Of course, you could open it and edit it if you want, or so forth. So let's see here. I'm here as the admin. I'm just going to click approve. Now the comment's approved. I have no more pending approval. If I look at all, I should see my two comments that are already approved on my site. And when I go out to the front of the site now, I see that there's one comment. And even if I'm logged out and I'm just looking at this as anyone would look at my site over the internet, then I can see that comment because it's been approved by the blog owner, by you. So we click on that, and then the comment shows below. So this is sort of a brief overview of how to various ways to set up your comment moderation to protect your blog from showing content in comments that you may not want to show there.